Hello, welcome to Whiny Tech Guy. It's episode 12, June 20th. If you're even paying attention at all, watching the episode, you'll notice that it's been a couple weeks since I've posted. Summer started here. My daughter's home from school. That kind of distracted me a little bit. I also had a little bit of a summer cold that kind of went on for a week, so that distracted me a little bit. Transitioning to kind of a different schedule for the summer, kids home and all that stuff, but sorry about that. So it's interesting when 2 or 3 weeks pass by how many things there are that happen that I want to talk about, and I didn't even make a list today. I just want to throw this out there so that I can keep going, and I'll if I think of things while I'm going, I'll add them in there. But the first thing I want to talk about is how tired I'm yawning even though it's 11 o'clock in the morning. I don't know that it's much of a whine. I guess there's a little bit of whiny in this, but Apple had an event, the keynote for their Worldwide Developers Conference. I guess I still have a little bit of my cold. Excuse me. And during that keynote, of course, everybody was waiting for them to announce a bunch of new things, and they did. I was a little disappointed. The biggest thing that they announced was a new MacBook Pro. It's the first Retina display on a laptop. A lot of people are going, ape crazy over it. And I guess it is really cool. I'm not much of a laptop guy. I've used a laptop here and there before at work and didn't really like it. I don't love using laptops as my main machine. I like desktops. So I've kind of shied away from them. The small screen, the trackpad, even though they're a lot better than they used to be, I don't like using that. I prefer a mouse, and you can use a mouse with a laptop, yes I know. I prefer a desktop and the expandability, and usually there's a little bit more oomph and power to a desktop machine, and they're not mobile, but I've never had much of a reason to need a mobile device except for a phone, and I've got an iPhone. That seems to do well for me mobile-wise, but anyway, so it sounds like it's a really cool machine, this new MacBook Pro. If somebody gave one to me, I wouldn't mind having it. I guess I could hook it up to my big cinema display and just use it that way. It'd be better than the old Mac I have now. But so beggars can't be choosers type of a thing. I wouldn't look a gift horse in the mouth, all those other cliches and phrases that you might use. But I wouldn't buy one unless I had a ton of money to spend. And they talked about iOS 6. Some new stuff there, and okay, there's some cool stuff maybe, but it just didn't really rock my world. I guess that's to be expected when something's kind of starting to mature and move along. There's not as many big wows, big revolutionary things going on. So I don't know, I guess it's bad to get in the habit of expecting that type of thing from Apple, because you can be disappointed and underwhelmed. Your expectations can be too high and so forth. One of the things that we find out about the MacBook Pro is that it's a lot less serviceable for people to crack it open and repair and replace and do things, and I thought that was interesting that Apple's going more that way. It kind of makes some sense to me that they wouldn't go out of their way to make it serviceable necessarily. Not too many people really need to worry about that. You get the minor few people, the hobbyists and the tech geeky guys that like to get in stuff and mess around, and they're all upset because they can't go in and reconfigure the chips on the board or whatever. Who knows? I think they should just shut up, because they make everybody else think that there's something wrong with the machine, and there's not. It's perfectly fine. And if something does happen, heaven forbid, you take it down to your local Apple store and say, here, fix it. And then Apple can fix it, and they know what to do. They built the dang thing. So you've got some people that maybe their livelihoods are threatened because they used to repair things, and, well, welcome to Apple. Go repair PCs. There's plenty of those around there to repair. I was disappointed that they didn't announce a new Mac Pro. That's what I'm kind of hoping for and waiting for. I would love to I'm kind of trying to save up and look forward to a new machine, and that's probably what I would aim for as a Mac Pro, and they didn't really talk about it until the day after. Somebody sent Tim Cook an email and said, "Hey, what the heck? What about the Mac Pro?" He said, "Well, yeah, we're doing some great things with that, and maybe later next year we'll have something." I was like, "Oh, great, okay, thanks." So that's at least a year off. Maybe it's going to be something revolutionary and new. I'm kind of hoping. It's been a while since they've updated the thing. So we'll see what's going to happen.
Congratulations, Skippy. You've got mail.
That was my email I forgot to turn off before I started this. I usually do. Like I said, I'm just throwing this one out here today. So I came away from this WWDC keynote a little bit disappointed. I was just hoping for more. I wasn't expecting them to talk about the iPhone or the iPad much, and they didn't. I think that's coming in a couple months, later this fall, and that'll be interesting to see. And I'm sure all the rumors about the iPhone 5 or whatever it's going to be are going to start really ramping up here soon. So that could be interesting. I'm due for a new iPhone, so I don't know if money falls from the sky from somewhere, maybe I can get one. I'm actually hoping to pick up a used 4 or 4S at that time. Maybe they'll be a little cheaper. I'm on a 3GS right now, and it's dying slowly. It's very slow. And I was surprised to see that iOS 6 is going to support the 3GS. Obviously not all the features, because it doesn't support all the features of 5 right now, or 5.1. But I thought for sure I was going to get cut off with iOS 6, but I guess not yet. So that'll be interesting. But if it makes my phone even slower, I'm not going to be happy. I might go back to 5 if there's a way to do it. Let's see. Is that enough of the Apple stuff? I don't know. Maybe. So yeah, I was kind of, whatever. Laptop, whatever. Retina screen. Okay, that's cool and beautiful, but the content, apps, everything, that whole ecosystem behind it hasn't caught up yet. So you have one, and maybe you can look at a couple of pictures and do some video and go, ooh, but everything else, you look at the web, stuff on the web's going to look like crap still. Maybe it's a little ahead of its time, which is par for the course for Apple. Someday I'll have a Retina screen. I'm hoping for a cinema display with a Retina screen. That'll be awesome. That could be amazing. Let's see. The next thing I want to talk about, it's off the top of my head, is just the other day, Microsoft announced their own tablets that they're building from scratch, which kind of, for me, came out of nowhere. I hadn't heard any rumors or anything about it. And they're actually building their own Microsoft branded, well, Windows branded, so they've got Windows all over the thing, tablets. And there's 2 of them. There's like a Lite and a Pro or whatever. There's one that's going to run the tablet version of Windows 8, and the other one's going to run Windows 8 Pro or blah, 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 blah. One's going to be more powerful and have an Intel chip. The other one's got the ARM chip and the ARM chip, and it's just, oh wow, okay, here we go again. Microsoft, you can't do anything simple, can you? You got to have 18 versions of things, and you got to have 2 different tablets. You can't just have one. Yeah, everybody's going to want to run Windows 8 Pro on a tablet, on a touchscreen device. Of course they are, because that's what they think. I don't know. A lot of people are looking at this just because they look good. The interface is new and flashy. They're giving them a chance, saying, "Wow, this looks good. This could be a competitor to the iPad. It could be something that saves Microsoft." And I have to admit, I'm kind of maybe drinking the Kool-Aid a little bit. I'm looking at it and going, maybe they're right. But there's always this sneaking suspicion back in the back of my head with them, because they've screwed up and done so many stupid things that I just have to feel that they're going to F this up somehow too. But I don't know. The cover that they're shipping with this thing that has a keyboard built in, that was pretty innovative. Apple hadn't figured that one out. Don't know how well it works, because when they had their event, nobody could use it, which is funny to me that Microsoft does that. Hey, we got these new things. Yeah, we don't know when it's going to be out. We're not going to tell you, and we're not going to tell you how much it costs. And here, you can look at it and touch it for a second, but you can't use it. Oh, no, don't use the keyboard. What the heck? Why do they do that? Apple says, hey, look, we've got a new device, MacBook Pro with Retina screen. And while you're sitting there watching WWDC, you go to the Apple store online and you order it. And yeah, it may tell you it's going to be 2 weeks before it's delivered, but you're going to get it in a few days. There it is. There's the price. Here's what it is, all the specs, everything. You can go to the Apple Store and touch one if you want to before you buy it that day. Hello, why can't Microsoft figure this out? I just hate that they do this. They get it, and people are so stupid. They buy into, oh, they got this new thing, and it just killed the iPad. Maybe it will. I doubt it, but it's not even a real thing yet. So how could it have killed the iPad already? It can't. It's not even shipping. It's going to be months. And the Pro tablet, they even said in their little event that it's 90 days after the other tablet. Why are they calling it Windows RT? What does that mean? I guess I should look that up more. It's confusing. They're always confusing. They can't. iPad. You know what you're getting. Microsoft, Windows, Surface, RT, Windows Pro 8, Pro, Windows tablet thingy. Windows 7 phone, 7 thing. These guys are crazy. They're out of their minds. They need to be shot in the head. So anyway, is there anything else to whine about there? Probably tons. You can tell I'm not a big fan of Microsoft because they do a lot of stupid things. Have they built a good solid tablet? It looks like maybe they have. The hardware looks like and seems like maybe it's solid. It's going to be a lot better than a lot of these Android craps that are out there. And I think that's why they did it. They could see the light. They've learned from Apple. You want something really good, you kind of got to do it yourself. If you assume and let your licensees do that, you don't know what you're going to get. You have no control of the quality. They could make your software look crappy and bad and not work, and then your market goes soft. And if they really want to get a foothold in the tablet market, they needed to do it themselves, and I think they realize that. So kudos to them for that they figured that out. And that's what worries me a little bit, is if they figured that out, maybe they figured the other out. But I shouldn't be worried. Any competition for Apple at this point should be good, because they haven't had much, if any at all, in the iPad space. And if it pushes them a little faster and to innovate a little bit better, keeps them, there's my phone email, keeps them on their toes a little bit, I think that's a good thing. I know that as soon as Apple starts losing market share to other tablets, people are going to start going ape shit. Oh, they're losing, their iPad's going away, and they're losing market share, and oh, it's over, and these other things are going to take over. And I just hate hearing that stuff. It's like, okay, so, we got 85% market share, and somebody finally came out with a decent product to compete with, so we're going to lose a little bit. Okay, that's to be expected, but it doesn't mean it's the end of your world. But that's what not everybody, but a lot of people, the analysts and the bloggers and the stupid idiots that I hate, start coming out and say that crap, and they're just dumb. It's like, hey, come and look at my blog. I'm going to say these sensationalistic things that don't really mean anything and have no basis in fact, and people are going to believe them and go, oh, stand Apple. Oh, the other thing about so 2 things about this tablet. I hardly even use the name of it. I think I just mentioned it once. So it's called Surface. Okay, so you probably heard about their Surface table device computer thing they've been dinking around with for a few years. It's gone nowhere because it cost $10,000. It was kind of cool, but it's like, what are you going to do with it? You put it in bars and whatever. Okay, fine. It's not a mass market consumer thing, that's for sure. So they come out with these tablets and they've adopted that name, Surface. I tried kind of putting myself in the shoes of having one of these things, and the name doesn't work for me. Hey, I got a Surface. How about you? What do you have? You have an iPad. Oh, I have a Surface. I'm gonna go get my Surface and do some browsing or play some games on my Surface. That sounds a little goofy to me. I don't know. Maybe people use it enough that it'll start sounding normal. I'm not saying iPad's the greatest name in the world either, but it works. And Surface, it's a little odd, and that's expected from Microsoft too. So there's that. And so if you want to go see a Surface tablet so that you can have it in your hands and use it, good luck, because as of right now, I have to think this is going to change. They're saying they're only going to be at the Microsoft stores, which there's only about 20 of them right now, or there's 20 that there's going to be, or 25. It's some low number. Apple has like 300 and something stores. Anyway, Microsoft, of course, wants to have that many stores. Ugh, I don't think they'll ever make it. I just don't see success in them having a store. But there's only 20 of them. What, are you going to get on a plane and go fly somewhere to a Microsoft store so that you can touch this thing and decide if you want to buy it? Or otherwise you're going to buy it online at some Microsoft website or some store online. Yeah, you're going to start selling millions of those things that way. That doesn't make sense to me. So I'm assuming that's going to change. If it doesn't, then they're idiots, because I don't know how you could compete with Apple at all in that way. That's just crazy. And Apple doesn't restrict their iPad sales to just the Apple stores. They're selling at other places. So I just have to think that Microsoft's going to do that, or they're just not going to sell in quantity. And then why bother? So anyway, they do goofy things. They say goofy things. They leave a lot out. Say, here's our tablet. Look at it from afar. It's right here. See? Isn't it pretty? It's got all these things. We're not going to tell you the screen resolution because everybody's going to compare it to the Retina display on the iPad. So we're not going to tell you yet. And no, we're not going to tell you what it costs. We're not going to tell you when it's going to come out. But here it is. We made it. And you can buy it. It's cool. Whatever. Well, I guess that's it for today. I can't think of anything else right off the top of my head. Hopefully I can make some notes like I usually do and have a little more to whine about next week. Anyway, I try to do a new episode every Wednesday. I'll try and keep that up during the summer here. Today is June 20th and it's episode 12. And I'll see you next week. Bye.